I think we found them. Here we go.
Welcome to Wide Range Media.
Welcome everyone to a new episode of Wide Range Media. I'm your host Alex Figueroa, and my co-host is...
I'm Pablo.
Now, this is episode 51. We didn't do last week's episode, well, a few days ago, because it was Valentine's Day. And I had an emergency with my family, and, you know, all the guys have wives, so they had to take out their wives. So, we're going to do this because it's appropriate. Black Panther came out. Me and you saw it. So, I think this episode is going to be pre-recorded, but we're going to throw on a lot of graphics, numbers, and posters, and character, how they look. But first things first, all information, you can go to widerangemediaproductions.com. That's where we have all our videos and audio that you can listen to previous episodes. Also, this Sunday, we're going to be going into the studio to record with Rich Malo, which he is the CEO of the Gravel Entertainment. We're going to sit down and talk to him about his acting career and his music career at the same time. And we're going to introduce a new show, but we'll talk about that on Wednesday. You're going to see new videos getting posted, but we'll talk about it more on Wednesday, what it's about. So first things first, let's start with the show. So let's go with the trailers, because there was a lot of trailers when I saw it. I don't know if you got a lot of trailers on your end. I
got a lot of trailers. Mm-hmm. And while you bring yours up, I'm going to...
look up for yours?
Yeah, because I just got out of the movie theaters maybe like a few hours ago. But there was one trailer in particular that I want to talk about.
All right, so I'll talk about mine first. So yeah, I saw Black Panther this morning, actually at 9 o'clock. I dropped the kids off and went straight to the theater, got my nachos, chips, and popcorn and soda, got it ready. Now, I thought the movie was going to see 2 trailers or 3, and then go right into Black Panther. No, it was a 30-minute previews of just different new movies. So I'm just going to go through them quick. First one was Ready Player One. Now, this trailer was awesome. It showed more of the DeLorean, and I was telling my wife that it looks like they're marketing a lot of trying to bring Back to the Future with this movie, because they were showing a lot of DeLorean scenes and a lot of Back to the Future music in this trailer, which I was like, maybe they're trying to see if the crowd gets hyped up for another Back to the Future. You know what I mean? Like a subliminal messaging throughout the movie. Like, maybe. But, so that's what I got with that. Movie looked excellent. March 29th, I'm definitely going to the theater to see this movie. The next one was Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. The more I see it...
Yes, they showed... Yes, yeah. I did see that trailer too.
Oh, okay. The more they show that trailer, the worse it looks. And
which trailer did you see?
I saw the one with Jeff Goldblum, not the Super Bowl trailer. The new scenes, the same Jeff Goldblum.
The old
scene.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the old one too, which I was surprised. Why would they show that one and not the new one? Because I thought the new one was better.
Yeah.
Was the better trailer. The one that they showed was the first one that didn't do it for me.
Yeah, it just, the more I look at it, I was like, this looks so bad. But of course, it's a Jurassic Park movie. We're going to go see it. The next one was Venom, which...
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. They didn't show that in my screening.
The theater went crazy, which was weird. I mean, I don't know if it was because they were all Marvel fans or whatever, but the minute that trailer went on, people went bonkers. And I was like, oh, but they didn't even show Venom on this trailer. I was like, whatever. To me, I'm going to go see it because I like Tom Hardy. And I was like, the trailer made me look, it was curious. I was like, it looks actually pretty good. So I was like, all right. He didn't do, I haven't seen him done a bad movie yet. He done Dunkirk, which they paid him just to fly a plane because he didn't say nothing. He did Mad Max, which was amazing. He was a great Mad Max. Other than that, I know he did other roles, like TV show roles and stuff. But other than that, Venom to me looks good. Ant-Man and Wasp.
Yes, they showed that trailer.
They showed that. This is the first time me watching the trailer. I never seen the trailer. I remember you guys talked about it. I didn't have time to see it during that podcast. This is the first time me seeing it. Honestly, I could care less. I really don't like it. I was just like, I didn't watch the first one in the theater, and I seen the first one once, like when I brought it, like a physical copy, and I didn't go back to watch it again. I wasn't too thrilled with the first one. I thought it was a good movie overall, but not enough for me to keep putting it on the disc and keep watching it. So this one, I was like, I could wait for it again, buying it. It wasn't for me to run to the theater and watch. So that was the Wasp. Then Death Wish came on.
Oh, they didn't show that.
Death Wish looks so bad. And it's so weird because with this trailer, you got the synopsis of this movie. Bruce Willis is a doctor. And it's so funny because my wife looks at me. She goes, this is the same plot to The Foreigner with Jackie Chan. They kill his daughter, and then he goes after the guys that killed her. And I'm like, yeah, but it's collateral damage. And it's the same. Every movie that they kill your wife, you go after the revenge thing. And I was like, Death Wish wasn't even that. If you really watch the original Death Wish with Charles Bronson, that wasn't the plot of the movie. That's what I was looking at this going, why was this called Death Wish if this was just another basic action movie with Bruce Willis? Like Die Hard 10, because that's what it was, just without John McClane. So this is I'm not even bothering with this movie. Then there was another one called Uncle Drew.
Uncle Drew, I don't know that one.
It's a funny movie, and I'm going to watch it when it comes out. Not in the theater, but once it comes out on disc. It's Uncle Drew was the basketball character that you watch, that he drinks the Sprite. That's a basketball player.
Yeah. They made that into a movie.
So what happened was they're doing this tournament, right? And they get back all these NBA legends, and they all dressed in old people, and it looks so hilarious. It looks actually pretty good. The theater was laughing. Like, it looks actually pretty good.
It's like that SNL problem where you take a skit or a bit and you try to stretch it into a 90-minute movie. With some rare exceptions, it always falls apart. I mean, yeah, put Wayne's World aside because that worked. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
there was another one besides that one that was good. Bruce Brothers was the original SNL skit that went into a movie. But
there's exceptions. I mean,
I know. Those are the SNL. Yeah.
If you look at all the SNL movies,
Night at the Roxbury,
that were skits that were made into most of them just flop because you just can't do that. And I think it's the same thing with this one. I mean, you're taking a concept that was some video YouTube kind of viral thing, and now you're gonna try to it
looked funny. It looked pretty funny. I thought it looked funny, especially an old Shaq. That was mad funny. But anyway, it looked okay. But it's up to the audience. But the next one was Mission Impossible.
Yes,
that
they showed Mission Impossible.
Looks crazier the more I see it, and this time was in a bigger screen and the IMAX and nuts. I was like, I'm definitely gonna see that. The next one was the Solo movie, which I was like, ugh, whatever.
Yes, they showed that also.
Yeah, I'm still, every time they show him on screen, I'm not feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh, okay. And there's a lot of stuff about the Solo movie that I'm like, I don't know if they rewrote his history, but it's not making sense for the Han Solo that we all know from all 9 films. Like, they're changing a lot of stuff in terms of character storyline, but we'll get into that when the movie starts. Because a lot of people complaining about his arc, like him saying that he went to pilot school. When I think one of the novels or something, they said that he never went to pilot school. Like, he was never so that's where a lot of conflict is going. So I don't know. We'll talk about that again in a Star Wars podcast. But next was The Wrinkle in Time, which I was like, I could rent that on Netflix. Oh yeah, who cares? And then Deadpool 2, which the theater laughed. It was actually pretty funny, and I was like, I might go see that one over the Ant-Man and Wasp. But those are my 10 trailers before Black Panther started. I don't know what else you got.
I got most of them. I got this one trailer. I remember. I think it was called Every Day, which was about some boy who every day he wakes up in a different body, but he stays 14 throughout. Like, he doesn't age, but he falls in love. But then every day it's a different person. It was weird. It's I don't know. It's a weird concept.
Movie.
Yeah. So I think it was called Every Day. I have to look it up. The Mission Impossible, Wasp, Solo, Jurassic Park, and then they show this trailer, and I did a quick Google because I don't remember the name of the movie. It was so bad. It was. First of all, you know how trailers begin? They'll show the movie studio, right? Warner Brothers or
Sony,
Sony or whatever. They showed some movie studio that I've never seen before, and it looked so bootleg. It looked really bad. The graphics and everything. And I was like, "What is this?" And it's a heist movie.
Oh, it's the Hurricane Heist.
That's it.
Yeah, it's from it's the creators from Fast and the Furious.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
Yes.
That looks so bad.
That's it. Yeah, that's it's it's like this. They break into the Federal Reserve or something.
Mm-hmm.
You looking at that now?
No, go ahead. I want to see the name of the studio.
Okay, and so that's going on, and while they're in the middle of a tornado,
yeah, a hurricane.
Hurricanes, and it looks so bad. The font looked terrible. The it looked like a Saturday night sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
like a bad sci-fi B movie.
Yeah, like Sharknado.
Yeah. But they were pushing this like this was like the
like it was like the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
The people that are putting it out is Entertainment Studios. But
okay.
Yeah, and it has Maggie Grace. That's I guess the lead role. She's the daughter of Taken. The one that takes the daughter. She's her. That's the chick. Yeah, exactly. Right. It's just who.
Did you see that trailer?
Huh? No, I didn't bother. I saw we walked by the poster in the theater.
Okay.
It's like a huge poster of like tornadoes and they driving through.
They showed that, and that was the last trailer before the movie started.
And everyone laughed.
And no, you know what? The crowd was too busy just talking. They weren't even paying attention to the trailers.
It was
one of those crowds.
No, our crowd was like Netflix.
And it just looks so bad. I was like, oh my god! It's like they blew their whole advertising budget to show it before Black Panther, and maybe just once.
Yeah,
and we got it.
You guys got it because I didn't get that. But no, our crowd was actually really into. I mean, in terms of the movie, where they were into it. In terms of these trailers, there were a lot of funny dudes. Like, I mean, they were screaming Netflix, don't waste your money.
Nah, my crowd was they're barely into it. So.
But okay, so let's get into the actual movie itself.
All right. So this is our initial reaction, non-spoiler,
and then we get into the spoiler.
Okay. And we'll warn you.
Yeah, we'll warn once we go into
spoilers. All
right. In terms of, I think it's the best. I'm not going to include DC because DC right now has no film that could go against this one right now. It's the best origin movie I ever seen on screen. And I'm not talking about Christopher Nolan Dark Knight. That's a sequel. That's not even an origin.
That's not an origin.
No, it's not an
origin. Batman Begins is an origin.
Yeah, but it was better than that. Like, this Black Panther movie is the best origin movie I ever seen on screen. Better than Iron Man 1. Like, I mean, even better than, and I raved about, I raved about Spider-Man Homecoming all day. And I was like, this one beats it. This is one of my top 3 movies of my Marvel. Like, my number 1 is always going to be Winter Soldier. This is my number 2, is Black Panther. Because, I'm not going to spoil nothing until we get to spoilers, but I think it has a great, what's that word? It has a great, like, the message of the movie was so amazing. And it was well done that even, I mean, you could do 20,000 sequels branching off of this. And you'd be like, okay, I understand it because you watched this first movie. It was, I mean, from the beginning, the 5 minutes set up the whole 2 hours that you're watching. And I was just like, this is what every comic book movie should do. I think the guy who plays T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, he's an amazing leading actor. I was like, whoa, he sold that role. Michael B. Jordan was like the best villain in every villain movie. Well, besides Joker in Dark Knight, but the best villain overall. I mean, he was so fit. I was like, man, he must have filmed Creed 2 right after because his body was ready for Creed 2. But Michonne, the chick that plays Michonne, she was amazing as his the sergeant of Black Panther's like crew. Even Angela Bassett, which I even to this day say she is Storm. When she had the white hair, I was like, that's Storm on screen, man. I don't understand why they put her in Storm, but she was amazing. I think that overall the cast was from beginning to end was amazing. There was a lot of funny parts, but we'll talk about that in the spoiler because it was big parts that was really good. But overall, the acting, the leading role, I was like, this dude he sold me. I was just like, dude, I'm ready for Black Panther 2. Like, finished Infinity, and let's get into this Wakanda. I'm ready to go back into that story arc. That's my non-spoiler. I think this is a home run, and I want to go see it again. Out of all the movies I've seen, this is the one I'll be like, you know what? I want to go back into that theater and sit down and watch it again. That's my non-spoiler review on it. Yeah. So what you got?
I agree with a lot of what you said. When I was watching the movie, I remember reading something where some of the very few critics, because the movie got a really high rating.
97.
One of the critics was saying that the movie didn't have enough action. That was his thing. And I remember reading that, and this was a while ago. So going into the movie, I forgot about that, right? But leaving the theater, I remember that quote. And I said, you know what? It's kind of true. But when I was sitting at the movie theater, not once did it occur to me, there should be an action scene coming up now, because that's how engaging the story was. And that's what it comes down to. I'm always saying, almost anyone can film a great action scene nowadays. I mean, if you look at all the terrible movies, even Justice League, even Batman v Superman, right? We had the best Batman action scene.
Yeah, that was the best one on screen. Yeah, it was just
you can film great. It's what you do before and after those action scenes.
Yes,
that really determines how great of a director you are. If you can hold on to the audience after that. If the audience starts saying, "Oh, can we get the next action scene?" Then the movie falls apart.
Yeah.
And this movie, not once I'm sitting there and saying, you know what? Yeah, this I think it's time for it. No, because the story is so compelling, and it is true. The movie is not action packed. It's not an action pack. There's maybe like 2 set pieces, really, but it's so engaging because the dialogue is great, the story is great. You're right about the origin. It's a great origin story, a great origin story, and very unique. It's not a like, oh, I lost my parents in a
car accident,
in a trash, so whatever, and I avenged them. No, it's completely unique.
It was very soap opera. I mean, we'll talk about it in the spoiler, but it's very
family. It's like family and unity and all. Yeah, so that plays a big part. The acting is great. The villain is great. If this movie had a weak villain, it wouldn't be as strong. You had an equal, and that's what you need. When you have the hero, you need an equal villain that you feel that, yeah, okay, this villain can really do some damage or really be able to oppose the hero. Couple of things I wanted to mention. There was some humor, but I felt that this was probably the first time that the humor didn't overstep the movie. Like, it wasn't too much. Like the Star Wars, sometimes like it was humor everywhere, and there was like a really like serious part, and they destroyed it with a dumb joke. Even Thor at points, where Thor was very, very funny. I thought that there was a few moments in which, okay, we didn't need a joke here. Let the story play out. This one nailed it because it was sprinkled throughout, but not when there was like a really serious moment. So I really enjoyed that. The third act was great, and that's usually where movies fall apart in the third act. The third act was great ending, great beginning.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know, and
yeah,
it
that's the
didn't begin
best.
with a big action scene. You know, it didn't begin with this crazy. No, it began with a good story like that. Yeah. So overall, very solid Marvel movie, and it almost doesn't feel like a Marvel movie.
Mm-mm.
It feels more like a movie, like Dark Knight. I always said Dark Knight is a great movie that happens to have a superhero in it. You know,
Hmm.
this one too. This one felt like a great story that if you took away the Black Panther superpowers and all that stuff, you still have a great story to tell. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I love this movie. I will definitely want to go back and see it again. And you know, it makes you want to see Avengers because now we have, even though Black Panther was great in Civil War, now we have a more of of a background or a backstory with him. So when we see him again on screen with the rest of the superheroes, you know, it's going to add weight to it. Oh, Black Panther is there. But I'm not looking forward to the Wasp and Ant-Man.
Mm.
And I have a feeling that may be the first Marvel movie that,
That's weak.
yeah, you know.
You know,
So
and it's funny because you say that because I thought when I saw the trailer, I mean, I know we were talking about Black Panther, but just a side note, when we saw, because me and my wife is not big on these different side characters. Like we're big on the major characters and superheroes. So like this is like basically you're taking chances with all these other side dudes, and with this one I'm going, what can they do better than the first? Like, and that's what I see when you do sequels. And when I sit down, that's what I actually watch. I see is the story gonna be better than the first? Is the special effects gonna be better than the first? Or the villain gonna be better than the first? And when I sat through that trailer, I'm going, well, it looked like the first movie. It had the same comedy of the first movie. There's nothing really changed between their technology, which I was just like, okay. I mean, but again, that's the character that they put on screen. Like, I can't judge it because I never read those comics. So, but from the way I'm looking at it, it's like it's basing the Ant-Man on the universe. Like, what does the universe need? And that's where I'm a little scared about these movies. Because it looks like they're giving these guys a little bit of these powers, but then they give them a lot more powers when they're all together. And then when the other sequel comes back, they come back with more powers. And you're like, wait a minute, why didn't you just do that in the last film? Like, why did we have to wait 3 movies for you to get an upgraded suit? And that's where I'm getting a little scared with these Marvel movies. Like,
yeah,
and that's where I noticed it more with Black Panther. And I'm not saying it was bad. I thought it was amazing. I thought his suit in the first movie, which was Civil War, was the generic suit. I mean that's what the way you look at it.
yeah,
And
his
then-
suit look amazing.
yeah, and then the new one, which his sister was the tech, all of a sudden I was like, whoa! I was like, this is awesome. Now, when the Infinity War comes in, is he gonna have better suits? You know what I mean? Like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Remember Iron Man 1 and then 2? Everybody has suits. Like even his best friend had a suit for some reason. But
Yeah,
but that's the thing. I started to notice that even with Spider-Man, like Spider-Man, you know, Tony Stark gave him a little upgrade, but then towards the ending of that, he had a already brand new suit, and then in the trailer, he had another suit. I'm like, oh my god, like how many suits is this guy gonna go through? But I mean, I'm not liking it. I guess that's the marketing scheme to sell more toys and I guess go along. But all right, so let's get to the spoiler
okay.
in terms of this movie. All right, so guys, if you have not seen Black Panther, you can cut it off here, and when you watch it, just revisit it from when you cut it off. So, I thought the sister and brother relationship is one of the best relationships I think I've seen on-screen chemistry. And I felt them like if they were really brothers and sisters. I told Angelina, I was like, I never felt for the brother and sister like that, because you think of your own family when you watch that. And my perfect scene is when she's like kicked the thing, and he kicked it and he threw it, and she was like, but I didn't tell you to kick it that hard. And then she went to get it, and then she was like, how about you kick it again, and then I'll record it. And then he was like, for what? Why are you recording it? And she's like, well, for scientific purpose. And then when he kicked it, he flew backwards, and he's like, give me the footage, because he knew that she was gonna laugh at it all the time. And I like that, and that's the humor of the movie that I like. I like the whole brother and sister humor. because
Mhm.
that's what you do with your. I mean, you just clown around, especially a smart sibling and a superhero. Yeah, you guys goof. Yes, it was very 007. She was
Yes,
like,
it was.
she was the Q. She was the Q of the whole thing. Like, she invented everything out of vibranium. I was like, oh my god. I love the scene with the car when he threw the thing on top of the car and she was like, I'll drive it, and he transformed and he was on top. I was like, yo, this should have been in Mission Impossible and 007. I was like, this thing is like, I thought that whole sequence was amazing. It
Yes,
did not
that
look
was
fake at all. It looked like a real, like they really drove around the streets and shot this.
Yeah, and the backdrop of South Korea looked great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that whole sequence was really good, and the backdrop really helped.
And especially with Michonne, when she threw the spear
Oh,
right
she
through
was
the
amazing.
Yeah,
She was awesome.
What was another thing she said that was funny? Oh, when they were shooting the weapons, and she goes, "Oh, primitive."
Oh yeah.
She's like, primitive weapons. I'm like, yo, you throwing a spear? How primitive is that? But I thought and the plot itself, I thought was like really good. Like the whole
very original.
Yeah, like they need the they got to get the weapons and to make a better place. But his thing was like, oh no, because everybody will turn on each other and blah blah blah. And I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, you know what, that is a pretty unique thing. And now that the movie ended, and he now, because the post-credit scene kicks in where he says, we're going to share our technology and everything with everybody. Which now I'm like, how is this going to affect the Avengers Infinity War? Because now it looked like vibranium, you can make anything out of it. And how is that going to help the world?
Yeah, but they burn a lot of vibranium, so they probably don't have a lot.
No. They burn the Black Panther juice for him to turn into Black Panther. Not vibranium. Vibranium was the thing where they were fighting on. That train.
Okay. Yeah.
He burned all the so it looks like he's Black Panther forever because
And there
they
won't
got
be
rid of
another
it.
Black Panther.
Exactly. So that's how they did. So I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. Now, in terms of technology, man, he had better technology than Tony Stark's. I mean, if you really look at it,
Well, and Bucky's gonna get a vibranium arm.
Bucky's gonna get a vibranium arm. I didn't see the ending credit. I left.
Oh, you didn't see the last one?
because we had to leave.
Yeah, it's remember in Civil War?
Yeah, when they put him in the hibernation chamber.
Yeah,
And they put him. Yeah.
and they are flying to Wakanda.
Yeah, and I remember she said a line in the movie when she says, "Oh, I gotta fix 2 white guys," and the first one was Bucky because Bucky was in the thing and she was helping him.
So in this one, she's in a hut. Black Panther's sister.
Okay.
And Bucky comes out, and he's missing the arm, and she's like, "Okay, let's go. We got to get to work." So he's gonna get a vibranium.
Well, I guess they set that up with the whole Infinity War because you see him running in Wakanda with them. So
so he's gonna get that. Now we know from the trailer when Black Panther says, "Get this man a shield."
Where he gets
he's gonna get a vibranium shield.
What a better shield because it's that blah 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 like
because his old shield is adamantium. It's not vibranium.
No, his is vibranium.
Not the original.
Yeah, the one that Tony Stark said is in the circle.
Because vibranium is something that is part of Wakanda.
No, it was the rarest metal, and Tony Stark's
which
father
is
found
adamantium.
Adamantium. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, whatever it's called, vibranium was introduced in the where he goes, what shield is that? And he goes, it's vibranium, the strongest metal on Earth. And then he goes, I like that. And then that's when what's her name, Carter, shot it.
No, that's just a prototype.
What's it made of?
Vibranium. It's stronger than steel and 1/3 the weight. It's completely vibration absorbent.
How come it's not standard issue?
That's the rarest metal on Earth. What you're holding there, that's all we've got.
You quite finished, Mr. Stark? I'm sure the captain has some unfinished business.
What do you think?
Yes, I think it works.
Anyway, so vibranium, adamantium, but yeah, so I guess you're right. I guess he gets his Wakanda shield, in that movie, because he's not gonna have the Captain America shield. I mean, there's no shots of him with it. And when we rewatch that trailer, you don't see him running through the crowd with that Captain America throwing shield. But other than that, Martin Freeman was good in the movie too, as a supporting character. I thought he was really good. That whole flying the ship scene was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a pretty cool action sequence. Michael B. Jordan's suit at the end was awesome. Also, that gold Black Panther
Yeah, the
suit,
gold one. Yeah.
which was cool because they had. I like the fact that how they they shadowed that, because in the beginning she showed all three chain necklaces,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "I don't like that because it's too big and fancy," and then he took the smaller one, which was the better one anyway, because that one absorbed the kinetic energy, she said. And then that was pretty cool. I was like, wow. When he turned into it, I was like, wow, they fit him anyway. The last ending fight was pretty cool. It was a typical bad guy, good guy fight. It was nothing crazy about it. It was just a typical fight. I like the fact that they fought in the train that it negated their suit, which I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. It was like nothing crazy. Now, there's a lot of things that I have a lot of mystery around this movie. One is Black Panther 2 going to set up the mother, because they said the mother was a white lady when they said that, because no one had talked about the mother. They just talked about the father, and then they talked about the mother, but they said they never said her name. They just said it was a white girl. And I was just like,
oh, you talking about Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, and I was like, wait, is that gonna be the bigger villain in the movie? Because now they killed the husband, they killed the son. I was like, is she gonna come out the blue and she might have like superpowers or something? Which I was like, that's pretty cool. So we don't know who she is. Like, they never gave it, and I like that because it's a mystery now. It's like, is Black Panther 2 gonna introduce her? So that's pretty cool. I'm trying to think of like other cool moments that I was just like, wow, that they're gonna set up a lot with the movie. I like the whole father sequence. I mean, Civil War. One thing Marvel did so well with Civil War, they introduced two characters, gave you a semi taste of their origins before they gave you the big movie. Mm-hmm. They killed the father in the blast, and then you saw him become Black Panther to save the world. Now in this movie, it continued it, but it gave you a little flashback on why everything happens, like what the culture is in Wakanda, like why they have all this vibranium and all this stuff. And I like that. I was like, that was a very good storytelling, because even Spider-Man Homecoming was like that. They introduced Peter Parker for like 30 minutes, and then you got the whole movie, and we already know what happened in Civil War, but you got the whole taste. They gave you a little flashback of what happened. And I like that. Without even giving you Uncle Ben death, because we already know he died. Just don't know how, and which I bet they introduce it later. Again, it's very great storytelling, and I can't wrap my head around how DC is failing in the movie business, where Marvel's just succeeding over and over with different unique ways of storytelling. You understand what I mean? Like, this guy is Ryan Coogler. He wrote the movie. Yeah, he wrote the movie with another guy and directed.
Yeah, he's only 31.
Yeah, he's 4
did
years.
Creed.
Yeah,
and Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, he's 4 years younger than me, and did 2 hit movies back to back, Creed and Black Panther, which he wrote both and directed.
Yeah,
without the studio interfering, because they asked him and he said the studio didn't say even nothing to him. They just gave them the okay. Once they gave him, when he gave the story, they gave him the okay because they kind of knew which way they were going. The only thing he said was the studio gave him a list of where this character has to go and figure it out with the other guys. And he said that, he goes, other than that, he goes, they never interfered. He said the last post-credit scene with Bucky, that was his doing, not the studio's doing. Because he was like that when Avengers Infinity War comes out, he didn't want people to go, where does this guy come from? So he had to give that whole, he was in Wakanda the whole time. Just a remembrance. Like, oh, okay. Because not many people see post-credit scenes. Yeah. Like, people just get up and leave.
A lot of people, a lot of people are leaving.
I thought that was amazing. And I think this is a perfect way. I mean, studios could interfere. I always say studios could interfere if they know what they're doing. Like, okay, I don't like the way this direction this part is going. Let's lighten it up a bit. Let's do this, do that. Now, when you go from beginning to end, it's like, nah. I mean, you're killing the vision of the director, and we see that everywhere. Edgar Wright, the guy who did Baby Driver, Ant-Man looked like Baby Driver. I mean, it was the same movie.
It could have been.
Yeah, it could have been. We don't know what the Ant-Man looked like with that guy directing, which I bet it would have been a 10 times better movie than what it was, but the movie was good. So, and he did a great heist movie with Baby Driver. It's not like it wasn't. But that's what I like. And I can't get where DC is going. I don't understand it. I don't know why, but it's like whatever. But in terms of Black Panther, I mean, I give it a if it was my Rotten Tomatoes, I give it 100. For the year, Marvel started at 100.
Yeah.
We could drop it once the other movies come, but I say as of right now, Marvel started the year at 100. They made $25 million on a Thursday. They broke every record on pre-sale. Before
this movie's gonna be big.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
because it has a repeated viewing.
Yeah, replay value.
Yeah, people are gonna go back and see it.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna break 180 up by the end of this week.
You think it's gonna hit 180? The last prediction I think I read was 163.
I say 180, because if you count the 25 a Thursday across to Sunday to Monday. I mean, 25 million on a Thursday is unheard of. I mean, that's crazy. And we went
on a 5 o'clock showing.
It was packed.
And it was packed. And when we walked out, the line
was out.
Was ridiculous.
I went at 9 o'clock and I had kids. Like parents took their kids out of school. I had old guys. I mean, I had everybody in that theater at 9 o'clock, and I was just
public school was closed today.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
why
maybe
he had. Yeah.
Well, my kids were in school. I was like, "You're going to school if I'm seeing Black Panther." But yeah, they gave it the highest rating superhero movies in Rotten Tomato, which I don't understand because I thought Batman: Dark Knight, but I guess they're not counting that. Black Panther ticket pre-sale passed all superheroes films. Black Panther. Black Panther IMAX ticket pre-sales ahead of all Marvel films. That's all 19 films. That's Avengers 2, even Avengers Infinity War, if you want to count that. I mean, I don't know if the pre-sale for that went through yet.
No, I don't think they started pre-selling Avengers yet.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so as of right now, it's number 1 on all 19 films. I think they're up to 19, including this one. Black Panther sets February Thursday night preview record of $25.2 million. That is sick.
Black Panther sprinting to a historic 200 million.
Yeah, I told you. Sitting and watching that movie, I'm like, there's no way. And
it could make 200 million. Wow.
Yep. That's exactly where it's heading.
And this is not a Marvel like Avengers. You know, like the Avengers, you would say, okay, it's gonna do that, but this is just it's a solo movie. Yeah, it's a solo movie. It's like a Doctor Strange or an Iron Man or a Captain America or a Thor or something like that. Wow, if it makes 200 million, I'll tell you, Marvel, they're printing money.
And
Marvel is just a printing money machine.
Disney,
that's it. Yeah,
Disney's just like
they're printing money. I mean, they can go no wrong. If Wasp and Ant-Man don't do well, they can write it off. They were like, whatever.
Yeah, we'll make
we
you
got
back.
Black Panther money.
Yeah, we got Black Panther. Started the year right. No, but I'm looking at the upcoming movie. There is no movie going to give this competition until
Avengers.
Until March. Until March 9th, the Hurricane Heist. No, I'm just joking. No, A Wrinkle in Time, which is Disney, which I'm like, that companies going against each other. Or, which I'm still having hope for it, Tomb Raider. That's coming out. And I think that's going to be huge for the video game fan. And if it's good, I don't think it's going to be 200 million. But
no, but I think it'll be solid. If it's good, I think it'll do well. Because it's not a big budget movie.
No, it's not. No, it's not at all.
So if it gets good reviews, a nice buzz, I think Tomb Raider is gonna do okay. It's gonna do well, and it's not gonna be a failure.
Yeah. So
it's not gonna be a bomb.
That's March 16th. Now, March 23rd is Pacific Rim Uprising.
Ooh, that one is hard to call because you have John Boyega in it, so he kind of has the little Star Wars thing with him. But the first one didn't do as well. But yeah, you can go either way. You can have the crowd say, you know what? We've been dying for a really good Transformer movie. This is the next best thing. We'll settle for this. So it might do well in that sense. But I don't know, man. That one's a tough one to call. I can't figure that one out.
The only thing out of this March is going to be Ready Player One, March 29th.
Oh yeah, that's
going to be the big movie. So
yeah, that's going to be
Black
big.
Panther got a lot of weeks to rake in all that money. And if let's say Tomb Raider is garbage and Pacific Rim, people are still going to go see Black Panther. Because then they go, oh, Ready Player One, bam, I bet that knocks it down even more. But yeah, Death Wish, no one's going to see Death Wish. I'm not even going to name it. But yeah, Death Wish comes out March 2nd.
Yeah, Death Wish is...
That's going to get killed. And then Tom Cruise goes right to straight to DVD. Straight to DVD cruise. But, Bruce Willis. Yeah, straight to DVD Willis. But, yeah, man, I think Black Panther is it's putting Marvel starting the year in the right note. I'm looking forward to now Avengers Infinity War.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm definitely looking to see what Chadwick Boseman's other projects are. Like, I don't know if because he's a good actor. I mean, I saw this movie. I want to see another movie with him without superhero because I want to see how like his dynamic. Because I was really into the guy. I was like, wow, I never seen like someone that takes a presence on screen. I mean, I told my wife, I said, this dude commanded the screen. Like when he was not even Black Panther and he walked into the club. The way he was dressed. Yeah.
I mean, he was sharp and he was
very king-like. Like, he walked in there and I was just like, yo. I
think I'm going to have to bow down to this guy.
Yeah. I was like, yo, if I don't, I'm going to get whooped by Michonne.
She was great too.
She was amazing. She
needs to leave Walking Dead.
Yeah, leave that crap. Leave that trash and go. Just become a spear person, whatever she's called. But seriously, like every character, like Michael B. Jordan, I'm like, oh boy. When I saw him on screen, I'm like, I hope he doesn't tear it up with some corny line, because you know how villains have corny lines.
Yeah.
But that first scene in the museum when he goes, oh, you're the one who does the artifacts, and she goes, yeah. He goes, tell me about this one, and he just led it up to the vibranium one. And he goes, no, but I'm going to take it from you. I was like, that's so awesome. He pulled the Loki on her, like, without having powers. And
the way he spoke, at first I was like, why is he talking like that if he's part of Wakanda? But no, he was the kid who grew up in L.A.
Yeah.
In Oakland. So of course he's going to talk like that.
Yeah.
It
was very Oh My Children. And the reason why I say Oh My Children was because in the beginning of the movie, you didn't know that the king, what's his name, Chakla or Chaka or something like that. The king, the original king before Chala,
his father.
It was his brother.
Oh yeah,
it was his own brother. Like, he killed his own brother. Like, that's the cool thing about it. Like, you didn't know it was his brother. You just thought it was another hood dude that kept, doing a spy thing or whatever. But he had his own vision of what, he took vibranium and wanted to give it to the people. Like, I mean, that's not bad, but to his brother it was. And I was like, whoa. I was like, this is pretty cool. He killed him, the little kid in the thing, so the spaceship, and he became this whole CIA. I was like, wow, that is like so soap opera. And then when he found out that that was his cousin, and I was like, that is so awesome. And the scene that Michael B. Jordan was in front of him in front of the council, I was like, that is like so General Zod Superman. He was like, why don't you ask me my name? And he goes, I'm not telling you. I'm not even going to say your name. I'm the king. And then the guy said it. And when he said it, everyone was like, oh. I was like, yo, the theater gasped. I was like, oh, my God. I was like, that was so strong. And even the scene that he walked up to him and he talked to him in his ear. He goes, I know what you want, but I'm not going to give it to you. I was just like, man, I will bow. I'll be like that. King. Like, dude. Like, But yeah, overall, you got any final thoughts before we end it?
No, just good initial reaction. Maybe for Wednesday we can break it down a little bit more with Ralph and my brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, initial reactions. Yeah, go see it.
Yeah.
Marvel did it again, man.
Yeah, that's what I gotta say. Yeah, Marvel hit it out the park. Guys, if you really want, just go to the theater, take your woman, your kids. It's not over the top action. It's straight story.
Mm-hmm.
If you like storylines, you like great presence of actors,
with good dialogue.
yes, and good then why? This is a great movie to go see and sit down, have popcorn, and chill. The action scenes are not over the top. They're not fast. They're like right in your face, but again, it's not all crazy like an Avengers fight. Like everybody's going crazy, but it's a great film. Nevertheless, but yeah. Again, we do every Wednesday at 9:00. We go live. Join the conversation. If you've seen Black Panther, then wait till Wednesday. We want to hear from you live. We'll give more intake. I mean, I don't know. I might go see it again soon before Wednesday just to give it another thought. To see the ending credits. But yeah, Wednesday is at 9:00. Go to www.widerangemediaproductions.com. That's where we have all news and videos on prior stuff. Again, we have Rich coming in for interview on Sunday at 1:00. We'll have all that footage up during the week. Again, go to Strange Planet NYC at YouTube. That's where Ralph does his crazy thing with his reviews on his props and stuff, his movie reviews. Yeah. And Pablo, you want to say anything before we end it?
Nope. Just follow me on Twitter at PJRake.
There you go. I'm your host, Alex Figueroa, and this is Pablo Da Frosia saying goodbye.